Sorry for the delay in the series, but anyway, here we are again with the first party characters. Now in this part I will be going over two characters who are from reps that are already in, or series that already have reps but only one rep. And then the three in the middle will be from new series and will be the first characters to represent theirs. So anyway, let's just start now with Elmo. And Elmo would be a new Xenoblade rep. Well, Xeno in general. And Xeno's been a growing franchise as of late because of Shulk's inclusion in Smash. And also Chicken Carmine had some stuff to do about giving a lot more publicity to Xenoblade Chronicles. But yes, Elmo is one of the most talked about characters, especially during Smash Ultimate's hype, and even still today. And that was alongside Rex and Pyra, who ended up being a Mii costume, and there's just something about Elmo where I just personally want her more. It feels like a lot more people kind of still want her in, more so than Rex. And it just feels like she has a better shot and would be able to be more easily implemented in, or more likely. And she would make an interesting character, and she would be able to dual wield knives and guns like in the actual game, and she of course has her giant mech, the Skell. And before Ultimate was like even announced, I think Sakurai mentioned that figurine he had that he was using as a reference, and we still don't really know where that went. It almost just kind of went nowhere as of now. And that figurine's gonna come up again very soon. But yeah, Elmo specifically comes from Xenoblade X, which I admittedly think is kind of underrated, so it'd be cool to see that game get some more notoriety. And even though like I've compared Elmo to Rex and Pyra, it would be cool if we ended up eventually getting like either of them or both even, or just a new Xenoblade rep in general. Anyway, coming up is Ray MK2 from Custom Robo. And this goes by the figurine again, as in people thought that the figurine Sakurai was talking about would have been Ray MK2 that gave him a little bit of talk during Ultimate's days of hype. And Ray would of course be a new franchise representation for Custom Robo, which would be a brand new IP to be introduced to Smash playable-wise and would really help expand on the roster. And he is a full-on fighting robot. He flies around real fast, he shoots guns rapidly, he has missiles, everything. And he could even transform into Ray MK3 for his final Smash. And he was an assist trophy back in Brawl. I don't think he returned in 4, but I could be right. Or I could be wrong. And it would be cool to see him as a new playable character, shine a new light on the franchise. I only ever played it once on the GameCube, like over 15 years ago now, and it was a cool game, and it would be nice if new people knew about it. And Nintendo can help promote their own franchises this way. It was something that was really cool about Melee's roster when it first came out. And after that, I have a personal favorite of mine, which is Mach Rider. And Mach Rider got a lot of publicity after that one leak that shall not be named. I don't want to have it be a basis at all here. But Mach Rider was apparently considered for way back in Melee, but just ended up being a trophy in there, an unlockable one where you have to do a certain task. And Mach Rider in general just has this whole entire like interesting and mysterious vibe to it, especially in the music, and said music was also just in Melee. And Mach Rider does have a cult following for Smash, he or she does. I think it's mostly she that people consider. And like, Mach Rider's always just been kind of like hinted at in the back, which is the case for a lot of the characters that are going to be on this list from now on, except for maybe one or two more. And something that would be interesting about Mach Rider is that they would always be on the bike, which is equipped with machine guns, and like in the game you could even play around with the separate gears, so that would be pretty cool. And maybe like during stopping animation, that's when Mach Rider is like standing and not on the bike exactly. And it would just be a really unique and interesting retro rep. And after that, I have another bikey boy, Excitebike. And that's of course a character who would always be on a bike like Mach Rider, but not really the same, because Excitebike doesn't have guns equipped to the bike. But Excitebike is really interesting. I'm surprised more people don't talk about it, because Excitebike is a game that's like always being referenced by Nintendo, like in Smash, of course, but also Mario Kart, and I think also WarioWare and stuff. It's just a game that's never died down in terms of being acknowledged and stuff. And I'm pretty sure it was an assist in Brawl also, but was also just randomly gotten rid of. And Excitebike's just been weirdly missing from the scene from Smash, or just in general, really. It's a really iconic classic game, so that's why it just shocks me that it's not acknowledged more here all of a sudden, and they can make a cool character. Anyways, after that, I have another rep from a franchise that's already in with one character, and that franchise is F-Zero, and I will be talking about Black Shadow. And Black Shadow has been talked about a lot, and still isn't in ever since after Brawl came out. Black Shadow, like, not a super big name when it comes to discussing newcomers, but Black Shadow's always there, always mentioned. And he, of course, would be finally a new F-Zero rep. F-Zero, aside from Yoshi, I'm pretty sure is the only series from the original 12 that does not have a second rep yet. And Black Shadow will also be a new villain rep. Now, the thing that gets Black Shadow brought up a lot, though, is that he could be a Captain Falcon Echo or clone, mostly. And the reason why people say that is because of Ganondorf. And Ganondorf has been changing a lot, but he still has all of that hints of Captain Falcon still left in him. And people were thinking that if we got Black Shadow in, he could play a lot like Melee Ganondorf, so that character's void is filled in. And then this could give them the opportunity to make it so that Ganondorf is finally just actually Ganondorf, full-on Ganondorf, not that much like Captain Falcon left, except for maybe in some of his neutral attacks. And not only that, but if F-Zero gets that representation, maybe they'll finally make a new game. It's been forever. But anyway, I'm going to just quickly wrap it up there, and I'm excited to move on to the next video for this, which will feature all new characters from franchises that have not gotten a playable character yet. And that would be the last part until mentioning the honorable mentions. So until then, I'm going to excitedly wait to record that after this video.